Have you ever noticed that the longer stress stays in your life, the more things start to feel off? You don't just feel tired, you feel worn down. Conversations become draining, noise feels irritating, focus slips, and sometimes you start wondering whether your hearing just isn't what it used to be. Most people never connect these dots. They think stress affects sleep, or mood, or energy. But very few people stop to ask a deeper question. What if long-term stress is slowly impacting your ear health too? Today, we're going to talk about how chronic stress affects ear health over time. Not in a dramatic or alarmist way, but in a real, science-backed way that helps you recognize what might be happening before it becomes a bigger problem. Because stress isn't just something you feel emotionally, it's something your body lives with. And when stress becomes chronic, it quietly changes how many systems in your body function, including the delicate systems responsible for hearing and balance. Let's start by clearing something up. Hearing is not just about your ears. Your ears collect sound, but your brain processes it. And the entire system depends on healthy blood flow, stable nerve signaling, and a calm, well-regulated nervous system. Chronic stress interferes with all three. When you're under stress, your body activates its survival response. This response is useful in short bursts. It helps you react quickly to danger. But when stress never really turns off, that same response starts to wear your system down. One of the first changes chronic stress causes is nervous system imbalance. Your body stays in a constant state of alert. Muscles remain tense. Breathing becomes shallow. The brain stays on edge. This matters for ear health because your ears are deeply connected to your nervous system. The auditory nerve carries sound information from the ear to the brain. When the nervous system is overstimulated, signal processing becomes less efficient. Sounds may feel distorted, overwhelming, or harder to interpret. This is why people under long-term stress often say things like, "I can hear sounds, but I can't understand them," or "everything feels louder than it should," or "noise just exhausts me." These aren't imagined symptoms, they're signs of a system under strain. Chronic stress also affects circulation. Under stress, blood flow is redirected toward large muscles to prepare for action. This made sense thousands of years ago when stress meant physical danger. But today, stress is psychological and constant. Over time, this redistribution of blood flow can reduce efficient circulation to areas like the inner ear. The inner ear is extremely sensitive. It relies on steady, healthy blood supply to function properly. Even small changes in circulation can affect how well the ear converts sound vibrations into nerve signals. When circulation is compromised, ear tissues may receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients. Over months or years, this can contribute to reduced sensitivity, slower signal transmission, and increased vulnerability to damage. Another factor is inflammation. Chronic stress increases inflammatory markers throughout the body. Inflammation is part of the immune response, but when it becomes persistent, it can damage delicate structures. The inner ear contains tiny hair cells that play a critical role in hearing. These cells are fragile and do not regenerate easily. Ongoing inflammation can make them more vulnerable to wear and dysfunction over time. Stress also affects hormone levels. Chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated. While cortisol is essential in short-term situations, long-term elevation disrupts many processes, including nerve health and sensory processing. High cortisol has been linked to changes in how the brain processes sensory input. This means that even if the ear itself is functioning reasonably well, the brain may struggle to interpret signals clearly. This is why chronic stress is often associated with listening fatigue. Listening fatigue is not about loudness, it's about effort. The brain has to work harder to make sense of sound, which drains mental energy. Over time, this constant effort can make people withdraw from conversations. Social settings feel exhausting. Group settings feel overwhelming, not because people don't want to engage, but because their system is already overloaded. Stress also plays a significant role in tinnitus. Tinnitus is the perception of sound when no external sound is present, such as ringing or buzzing. Stress does not necessarily cause tinnitus, but it can strongly influence how noticeable and intrusive it becomes. When stress levels are high, the brain becomes hyper-focused on internal sensations. This increases awareness of tinnitus and makes it harder to ignore. The more attention tinnitus receives, the louder and more persistent it may feel. This creates a feedback loop. Stress increases tinnitus awareness. Tinnitus increases stress. Over time, this loop can significantly impact quality of life. Balance is another area affected by chronic stress. The inner ear is responsible not only for hearing, but also for balance. Stress-related changes in circulation and nerve signaling can affect balance perception, leading to dizziness, lightheadedness, or a general sense of instability. Again, these symptoms are often dismissed or attributed to anxiety alone, but they frequently involve the ear-brain system under prolonged strain. Another subtle but important effect of chronic stress is muscle tension. Stress commonly causes tightness in the jaw, neck, and shoulders. These areas are closely connected to structures around the ear. Ongoing tension can affect how sound vibrations are transmitted and perceived. It can also contribute to sensations of fullness, pressure, or discomfort in and around the ears. Over time, all of these factors add up. Chronic stress doesn't usually cause sudden hearing loss. Instead, it contributes to gradual changes: reduced clarity, increased sensitivity, greater listening effort, more fatigue. Because these changes happen slowly, people often assume they're just getting older, or that they're tired, or that nothing can really be done. But that assumption is one of the biggest mistakes people make. The good news is that stress-related impacts on ear health are often functional, not structural, especially in the early stages. That means they're related to how the system is operating, not permanent damage. And functional problems can improve when the underlying conditions improve. When stress is reduced, circulation can normalize, inflammation can decrease, nervous system balance can return. The brain can process sound more efficiently. This is why many people notice that during calmer periods of life, their hearing feels clearer, noise feels less overwhelming, conversations feel easier. It's not a coincidence, it's physiology. Supporting ear health over time means looking beyond the ears themselves. It means understanding how lifestyle factors like chronic stress influence the entire auditory system. This is also why approaches that focus only on volume or amplification often miss the bigger picture. Hearing clarity is not just about making sounds louder, it's about making them easier for the brain to process. Supporting ear health means supporting the systems that ears depend on: healthy circulation, calm nervous system signaling, reduced oxidative stress, balanced inflammation. When these systems are supported, the ears are less strained. The brain works more efficiently. Listening becomes less exhausting. People often describe subtle but meaningful changes: less irritation from background noise, less mental fatigue after conversations, improved focus, better sleep, greater sense of ease. Not because stress disappeared overnight, but because the system became more resilient. Resilience is the key word here. Modern life is stressful. That's not going to change. The goal isn't to eliminate stress completely. It's to prevent stress from slowly eroding your sensory health over time. Understanding that chronic stress affects ear health gives you a new perspective. It helps you stop blaming yourself for feeling overwhelmed by sound. It helps you recognize early signs of strain instead of ignoring them. And it empowers you to take proactive steps before small issues become bigger ones. If you've been living with constant stress and noticing changes in how you hear, focus, or tolerate noise, it's worth paying attention. Your body is communicating with you. Ear health is not isolated. It's connected to your brain, your nervous system, and your overall well-being. And the earlier you support that connection, the better the long-term outcome tends to be. If you'd like to learn more about how people are supporting their ear health while also reducing the impact of chronic stress, there's a resource linked below that explains this approach in more detail.
It walks through the thinking behind it and why many adults are choosing to support their hearing proactively instead of waiting for frustration to become the norm. You don't have to decide anything right now. Just explore the information, see if it aligns with what you've been experiencing, and take from it whatever feels useful to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.